Hello everyone, this is Korith Landwalker, and this afternoon we have another exciting experience planned with Star Citizen. I seem to have gotten another one of those bot followers. Luckily my notifications seem to be busted right now, so we'll deal with that as we go along. I am still stuck in a loading screen, which is a bad sign right off the bat. So I have a sneaking feeling that the initial plan is not going to work. Oh, and I'm not the only one, apparently. So I'm actually going to have to close this client down, or to put it another way, this is not what you would call the best start to the day. Let's try to bring everything back up again. Okay, that's working at least. Yes, when the very first thing I'm doing in this stream is an oops, I crashed message, this is a bad sign. And by bad, I mean, this really sucks. So let's try to reload in again. Those of the religious persuasion are encouraged to pray at this time. Loading screen, loading screen, loading screen. Let's get back to the actual menu. Amazingly, we appear to still be in the party. I'm kind of surprised. Of course, everybody else is in the persistent universe, and I am not. Which means it is looking more and more like that once again I will be going, yeah, if, put it this way, the odds in successfully joining your whatever server you're in is probably somewhere between slim and none. Now, if it still has trouble, then y'all are going to have to give up on me, and I'm going to have to go my own way as usual. We'll see how it flies. While we're waiting, a quick little notation that today the goal here is to continue the dynamic event called Xenothreat. Xenothreat is an event that takes place at INS Jericho, a location that is currently refueling, repairing, and rearming the UEE destroyer I think it's Warhammer, a Javelin class destroyer. It should be interesting, especially since I've had some horrible luck with it lately. I see we're in the loading screen. Now we're going to hit here, and yep, I'm still stuck at the infinite load. Again. So, you know what? Guys, appreciate the effort. Looks like I'm going to be doing this on my own. I was going to party up with the fellow Eternal Riders, the org I'm involved with. But unfortunately, this game does not want to play nicely with me. The Alt F4 thing has indeed already happened, so I am known to be quick on the trigger finger when I see that the entity load is at 13K and stopped. Frankly, I cannot spend the entire stream waiting for that stupid thing to come up. It's one of the most annoying bugs I've run into so far. The whole, hi, you can't actually join your friend's party. So, you know, life tends to suck that way. So we'll see what we're loading in now. It's the only time I get those infinite loading screens anymore. Of course, it would help if I put in the correct syntax. See, we're already moving well past 13,000 on entities up in the upper right-hand corner. So that tells me I am not in an infinite loading screen when I do this. If you see it stuck at the 13,000 mark, you are probably in an infinite loading screen, and you're hosed. So whatever patch they put out yesterday, it did not play nicely with the infinite loading screen issues. It is what it is. So we'll just casually load ourselves in. And of course, there's no way of knowing whether or not Xenothreat is cooperating or not, because the Xenothreat event itself, apparently, on a number of servers, is still bugged and doesn't work right. So we're just going to kind of play it by ear. There's every possibility, in fact, that the Xenothreat event will actually not be up once I've loaded in. Could happen. But in any event, the whole join server with the friends thing, it happens to some people, it doesn't happen to other people. I just happen to have been one of the lucky ones. So, yay me. There we go. For a minute there, I was beginning to get worried. See, dealing with these loading screens is exactly why I try to be loaded in before I start the streams. Because staring at a spacescape, while it's ooh and ah, it gets boring real fast. Might be time to change the gender there, Korth, and the eye color. Well, you know, I can't rule it out. But it ain't gonna happen today. Up, the loading thing's up, and now we're moving again. The loading screen is toying with us. Spawn blooper. That's a new message. And here we are. And Xenothreat is active. Or at least active enough to, you know, have the message rolling on. Now, if you are playing Star Citizen, and you want to get involved with the event, you would go into your contracts manager on your mobiGlass, you would look for the priority mission, and you would accept it. And the chat seems to indicate that we could run into a 30k at almost any moment here, apparently, so. Oh, this is going to be a horrible day, isn't it? Let's hope that's a false alarm. Entire server is bugged. Yeah, this is not exactly what I call encouraging news. If this is the way it's going to be today, I may end up just saying to hell with this and just stream Valheim or something. But I am not going to give up that easily. At the very least, I'm going to try to get to McL1, which is the closest space station to the event. And since I want to get there quickly, I'm going to go in my arguably fastest ship, my Mercury Star Runner. Because honestly, I like the Mercury Star Runner. Now, my current location is Everest Harbor, which is the station in orbit around the world of Hurston. To put it in perspective, this is Hurston, that's Microtech, and over here is McL1, the Lagrange Point Station, where you really can't see until you really zoom really close. which is where I will be going, so that even if the server crashes, hopefully I'll get there first, and I'll at least respawn in a decent location. These are the hopes we cling to. Why are we not... Oh, nuts. Oh, maybe I didn't actually hit the pad yet. That would be the smart thing, wouldn't it? You know, I think we started moving before I hit the button, which means I am back at the lobby. Silly of me to think that the elevator will read my mind and know exactly where I want to go. Where do I think I am? The Enterprise? There we go. Much better. And there it is, the pride and joy. Mercury Star Runner. An offering by Crusader Industries, who recently had their primary landing zone, Orison, come into the game. But we're not going to Orison today. Fine, I'll work. Now, you hear a lot of people, well, a number of people who have complained about the number of doors on the Star Runner here. I kind of like to think of it as security against having everything venting out into space. That's not a thing yet, but the day will come. The day will come. And we will be sorry. So very, very sorry. Set my course for MIC L1. Start spooling up the quantum drive. Now, once we go into the quantum here, we're going to hop back to my mobiGlas, because I want to point out something that's relatively new with this particular Xenothreat event. This is the second time Xenothreat has run. And this time they included a little detail called CDF Reputation. And my mobiGlas does not... There we go. Doesn't want to play nicely here. Bad, bad signs. And as you can see, I've gotten past the first few reputations. I got the volunteer, which means nothing. I've gotten the first responder, which will entitle me to a CDF helmet, which will happen after the Xenothreat event occurs. Oh, ends. And I've achieved the first responder status, which will entitle me to the CDF undersuit. These will be given out again after the event is over. I understand that they'll be going into the hangars, so they will always be available, at least during the alpha and presumably beta stages. At some point, they're going to become probably more dangerous to use, because eventually things will go away. Now, the goal is to complete the bar for first responder and get into veteran first responder, where I will be entitled to the CDF torso armor. I'm not optimistic. I've been stuck at first responder for most of the week worth of event here, between the time available and assorted bugs and having a little bit of what we would call an accident and ending up in Klesher. That kind of has stalled a lot of things. I am bound and determined to somehow get there today. Can I succeed in this during the stream today? I'm not optimistic. But, you know, it will not be for lack of trying. I will make this work or die trying. Maybe I shouldn't phrase it quite like that, because, you know, let's not have the mortality thing kick in here. Now, there's a couple ways of doing Xenothreat. You see, in case you haven't been familiar with it over the last week or so, there's a couple phases involved, and there's actually sub-phases too. You need to get to the wreck site to go to the various wrecks and recover the cargo that you want to transport to the Javelin. But there's also Xenothreat starships who are more than happy to try to murder you. So there's your space combat. Plus, because I can never get tired of saying plus, some of these wrecks are still occupied by Xenothreat pirates, which means you have some first-person shooter activity available. Of course, if things go horribly wrong, you might accidentally kill off a player, so gotta be cautious when you're going on board these things. Usually, though, if the cargo doors are open and people are unloading cargo, the odds are good that all the pirates are no longer in residence. Then you just have to worry about players who might get paranoid and accidentally on purpose shoot you. Nobody said life was easy. It's the Stanton star system. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap out ships, because while the Mercury is an excellent choice, and my quantum drive randomly kicked on again. That's another bug that came in with the 3.14 patch. What I want to do here is land the Star Runner. Oh, nuts. And adding insult to injury, it appears that all my controls are stuck, which means I'm going to freaking crash into the station. Thank you, Star Citizen. I've said before that this game has more bugs than the Starship Troopers movie. And it seems that today we're bound and determined to experience most of them. And I'm going to start blacking out now, which is going to make life even more entertaining. Let's see if I can get out of my seat. If I can get out of my seat, I can actually... Oh, wait, I'm slowing down. How about that? I got lucky. Let's see if I can get the ATC landing bay. Land. So at the very least... And the radar is going all over the place. Yeah, they're talking about crazy things happening on the server, and I have a sneaking feeling it's going to happen now. And I'm not seeing... Ah, there we go. There's an indicator of a landing pad. Just let the server last long enough for me to land on here, and we'll call it even. And stats indicating that 30k was inbound just for a few moments. Get on the ground, get on the ground, get on the ground. Don't shut up about parking areas. I'm going exactly where I'm supposed to be going. Good. For a minute there, I thought Mik-L1 was going to do a Hurston security on me. Okay, let's get off this doomed ship. Although, I guess if I were smart, I would have done some repair work. In fact, you know what? Let's be smart. Let's do the repair work now. Because if I don't do it now, I am going to forget. That would be inconvenient on far too many levels. Oh, apparently my collision didn't really hurt my Mercury very much. Tough little ship. I guarantee if I'd smacked the station in almost any other ship, I'd have parts falling off. So now that I'm at Mik-L1, if the server crashes or something horrible happens, I will at least spawn back in at this station, which is reasonably close to the Xenothreat target area. So the next step is finding a fighter that can deal with Xenothreat opponents. And I found that I've been going with two possibilities. And I do see that the others of the party did manage to get into the server. I hope they'll forgive me for them being in a really horrid server. Yes, we're all in party now. In the server, yes. Let me go into my Moby Glass a bit. One of the things I like to do, pro tip everybody, is I like to go and make sure that my party chat is easily distinguishable in color, so I can easily pick out their comments. And, of course, see my own. We're all in course, but don't worry about teaming up with us until we get to the Xeno mission. Works for me. The way I'm hearing, seeing the chat in here, God only knows how long this server is going to be here. In fact, I'm going to make a prediction right now. I'm going to go in a ship. I'm going to go to the INS Jericho station. I'll get the mission to go deal with the Rex. I'll go to the Rex and we'll 30k. Because that's just the kind of luck I have. Luckily, I have a wide variety of ships. So one way or the other, sooner or later, I will bring them all here if I have to. But for now, I'm going to take a look at my vehicle loadout manager, because my plan is to grab an Arrow, one of the better ships of this particular era, shall we say. And that is not the one I want. I want the one that has my attritions loaded. This is the one I want. And I want the good paint job too. Because I'm petty. The Arrow is a light fighter, and it has always been one of my personal favorites. I like its speed, I like its maneuverability. I'm not 100% fond of the fact that it's made out of balsa wood, but you know, there are trade-offs to everything. Pad 12. Nothing like having a, well, I shouldn't call it a faraway pad because I really don't know how far away it is. I'm just assuming it's far away because it's got such a large number attached to it, but it's actually only less than 3 kilometers away. That's actually closer than the pads I usually end up at Everest. Now, I have no idea what phase we're in as far as the Xenothreat event goes on this server. They could still be delivering up. Yeah, this is a bad sign. This is a real bad sign. If I'm all the way back at Everest Harbor, I will go ballistic. You know what? I remember this. I remember Pad 12. This happened to me last time. This happened to me last time. At Mikel 1, I was on Pad 12. I went to the elevator and I got sucked into the void. Okay, I'm not even remotely amused now. I'm not even remotely amused. So let's see if I can convince it to give me a pad other than 12. Now, the key to doing that, perhaps, might be to ensure that my last ship wasn't on 12. And the best way to ensure that is to grab a ship that doesn't fit on a pad. So I'm going to pull an Aegis Hammerhead out, which will almost guaranteed go to a hangar, and then I'll pull out an arrow and see if it goes on a pad that's not 12. It's on docking port 1. Okay, I keep forgetting those are using the new docking ports, like the 890 will. Now let's get even cleverer, more clever here. Let's grab the Anvil Hawk. Because if I'm going to have it screw up on me, I would rather know without something other than the arrow. I want to see if this ends up on 12 as well. And it's rolling, and it's rolling. Pad 4. Okay. That's a good sign. That's a good sign. So now we're going to grab the preferred choice. And if it puts, hopefully it'll put me on pad 4 because they're roughly the same size of a ship. And if that happens, then I should be good to go. Pad 4. Okay. So let's see if the elevator to pad 4 will be more cooperative. Here's to hoping. We're in the elevator. Going to pad 4. Ship is located slightly over 1 kilometer away, so it's a lot closer. It's in a different direction. $400 meters. 200 meters. Will it work? Will it work? Yes. Success! Now I've pulled out the baseline weaponry on this ship and replaced them with attrition laser repeaters. Theoretically, they do, well, it's not theoretical because they actually have done better for me. I also yanked out the gimbal bits, so we're all about the fight. Don't want ballistics. Ballistics have a very limited ammo pack. You'll be through your entire clip in about 10 seconds, and suddenly you'll be shooting blanks. That is one of the details that they've done with the whole capacitor gameplay thing. They've really screwed up the ammo counts for ballistic weapons. Seriously. Well, I'm theoretically at INS Jericho. Oh, no, I'm not, actually. I seem to have gone to the wreck site. Problem is, I don't want it the wreck site. I want it Jericho. Because Jericho is where I will get the mission. And getting that mission is how I'll start getting credit. Okay, I'm here. I'm reporting for battle. Talk to me. They're not talking to me. At all. Which means this has been a waste of time. Well, not a complete waste, because at least I got that McL1, which means throwing the server over will not break my heart very much. But it is damned annoying. Because here I am, I'm an INS Jericho. Report for final showdown. That's a bad sign too, because that means I've probably missed the entertainment. Because there's nobody here. We'll go to the rec site, but I'm pretty sure that this server is officially non-Xeno. Oh, what do you mean ready? Here we go. No, that's UE Navy. That's UE Navy. Seeing lots of UE Navies. And I think that's a Javelin. Yep. Boys and girls, the whole point of the fix they said they were putting in to fix the final phase of the event, looks to me like it's still busted. Because here we are, Javelin sitting out here like a bump on a log. Nobody's attacking it. It's attacking nobody. This is officially a bust. Okay, let's get back to the... Yeah, let's see who we got over there. Got a couple people in cutlasses hanging around here. Why would they do that? But, you know. But I imagine they're wondering where the hell the bad guys are. And the answer to that is not here. All right, back to MiG-1 so that I don't have to worry about having to reclaim the arrow. And then this server is pretty much history because the whole point behind today, again, is to do Xenothreat. And if Xenothreat ain't working, well, neither am I, as they say. Don't want the rec site. Don't want ARC. Sure, we'll head towards Jericho on a hop. Maybe it'll be easier for me to tag MiG-1. Now, MiG-1. Yeah, you keep saying that, but you don't actually do anything. And I'm going to remember this time that my quantum drive is spooling up again automatically, even though I hate it when it does that. Although I'm too close, so I might as well end that, so to speak. Oh, I better watch it. I might crash into another Cutlass. Nobody would notice the difference on the Cutlass, of course, but it would cause me problems. I can't even scan that Cutlass. Which makes me wonder if the 30K is about to happen. Oh. Okay, if I'm going to be experiencing control issues, I better at least make sure that I'm not pointed to anything solid in case I lose control of the ship again. My Mercury can take a whack by hitting the station, but there's no way the Arrow is going to be able to take that kind of abuse. Let's see, can I get this set to calm? This is a bad sign. Maybe through Mobi-Glass. Yeah, this is definitely a sign that... and now the quantum drive's spooling up again. Starship Troopers, everybody. Starship Troopers. With my luck, that would be pad 12. And I've lost track of where my parking spot is. Did Lucy yank the football away? Apparently so. Starship Troopers, Starship Troopers. And honestly, technically speaking, I don't have to land. But with all the craziness going on here, I want the security of knowing that I'm on the ground before I hop servers. I'd feel a lot more secure about it, though, if I actually, could see the landing bay they're referring to. There we are. Just get me on the freaking ground. I don't care how hard I land. No landing complete. Big shock there. Well, you know what? There we go. Good enough for me. It has been a serious chore getting anything done on Xenothreat. This is actually pretty typical of my last week. Okay, let's get crazy here. We're going to go to an entirely different server cluster in the vague hope that maybe, just maybe, it won't be as bugged as every US server I go to. And I'm assuming that most of the servers I go to are US because that would be the best server for me. See, this is the kind of thing that drives people to the dark side, right here. Anyone who's managed to get all three stages of that reputation for CDF completed, I salute you. Because you've managed to get past all sorts of hell to get there. Whereas, I'm still dealing with it. Okay, question 1. Am I at least at MIC L1? The good news is, I'm pretty sure I'm at MIC L1, but that's the only good news, because what I don't... Okay, back in the bed. This is a bad sign. Well, one bad sign... And the first thing I see in chat is the words 30K. This is the kind of thing that's really demoralizing. Well, B-Win still looks like it's up there, so that much is right with the world. However, hitting the bad news stage of this conversation, Xenothreat does not seem to be currently active. Typical, right? Oh, you know what? I don't have to commit myself. I decided to try to do something last week when I couldn't get into a Xenothreat kind of thing. I'm not dealing with that this week. The whole point is to do the freaking Xenothreat event. But I gotta tell you, it does get demoralizing. Let's see. Oh, that's interesting. I've got one of those hotspots in my user chat here, but it also indicates its account is suspended or deactivated. So I'm not entirely sure what they're actually doing here aside from being bumps on a log. Let's see if I can do anything on the... Well, I'll assume that is basically just a harmless nothing there and ignore it. Now that's what I want to hear. I am an available combat pilot. Ah! And it says report for final showdown, which means it's probably either bugged or done. And I can see in the chat there's nothing there. This is really getting old. CIG says they fixed it. No, they didn't fix it. They fixed garbage. At this point, I'm inclined to believe that the folks at CIG have hired programmers from Drake Interplanetary because it's garbage code, apparently. This is it. This is the last attempt. After this, I throw in the towel and I go stream an hour of Valheim or something. Honestly, they go through the effort of putting some sort of patch in that's supposed to fix these problems, and it hasn't done a thing. Did they do any testing? Frustrating, frustrating. And if there's one thing I hate, it's having to scream when I'm frustrated. So, this is it. Last attempt. Well, that's a promising sign. They're talking about support needed and all that. So it sounds like that this one is actually functioning. Let's prove it, though, by pulling the contract. Okay. Okay. We have found a server that is working. All right. So if I can avoid getting down to Dread Pad 12, we might actually have something here. Now that said, there's all kinds of possibilities that the event will, end in a crash or in the usual garbage that the other servers have. but at least I will have the feeling that I might possibly accomplish something. So let's yank out my arrow. If it's any consolation, we still haven't made it to Miko 1 on my old server. All kinds of issues over here. Well, you know what? That was half the reason I left. The other half the reason I left was the fact that, Xenothreat is stuck on that server. It only took me 45 minutes to get to a point where I could actually participate in the event. I may be jumping the gun, of course. I haven't actually got there yet. All right, enter the seat, turn everything back on, head to Jericho. We will set our course to INS Jericho. And we're going to keep a paranoid feeling towards every step of the way here. Okay. It is early. Nobody has gotten cargo brought here yet. I am not here to help with the cargo, however. Mood I'm in, I'm here for the violence. And I hope they are. I hope they're still lurking in the area. Because I want to shoot them. With great violence and glee. More supplies is not even beginning to be descriptive enough. They are 100 short. In fact, they have no cargo delivered so far. There are 3 types of cargo for people who do the cargo running section here. One of them is time sensitive. The moment you take them out of their containers, the countdown begins, and if you don't deliver them before that countdown is over, boom. One of these is quantum sensitive. You can't take them into quantum travel, or otherwise they explode. And finally, one of them is impact sensitive, which means if you bounce it around too much, it will explode. You may have noticed the common theme here. You screw with them and they explode. While I'm waiting, I'm going to get my weapons on the same weapon group because I prefer to have everything on a single trigger. No, I'm not going to panic yet. Being under radar lock means nothing as long as it's not a red guy who's red to me. Now, sadly, the early state here is basically a lot of hurry up and wait. Xenothreat has not shown up yet as enemy fighters. They will. But I'm not sure what the trigger for it is. Now, if I thought there was any reasonable chance that I could, go into one of these wrecks and help clear it by killing off the pirates on board, I would probably do so, except with the luck I have, I would get out of my ship, I'd try to find the entrance. By the time I find it, Xenothreat ships will arrive and blow up my ship, and I'd be stuck. I will admit that I might have gotten just a little bit pessimistic on things lately. Let's see, can I scan that? I can't seem to scan that particular... oh, there we are. Supply ship Alpha. And it's got lots and lots and lots of stuff on it. Not surprising since, you know, nobody's delivered anything yet. We do have a fair amount of fighters flying around. A lot of people just waiting for trouble to arrive. Got something at 16 kilometers. Is that another wreck or is that something else? Where did it go? Where did it go? Okay, so that theory didn't work out so well. A lot of people radar locking me. I could start taking it personally. Except I'm not particularly interested in ending up in Klesher. Okay, there's another set of wreckage, and you know what? I don't see any ships nearby there. Maybe I will try to go on board and see if I can clear it out. Oh! Hostile targets have arrived. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime. Do unto them before they do unto me. Bogeys? I would never have guessed. Not getting as good hits on this guy as I was hoping. On the other hand, he's not exactly maneuvering right now either, is he? He might be just about dead. Maybe not. Oh, missiles. If a missile hits me, I am dead, because this is a light fighter, and it is not something that's equipped to handle missile hits. Good heavens, I've been hitting this guy like crazy, and he's still kicking. Not only that, but he seems to be mildly suicidal. That's okay. I got time. Oh, he doesn't sound happy, does he? Well, now he's a lot worse than unhappy. Now he's pushing up daisies. This guy's a vanguard. He's a little bit tougher because he's a heavy fighter. He does look like he's being hit by a bunch of people. So I imagine his life expectancy is going down quickly. Oh, there goes a wing. He's not long for this world. Oh, missile. Another target ahead. Another arrow. I can handle arrows. And he seems to have gotten the attention of, yep, and one more guy way up there. Let's close the distance on him a little bit, shall we? That's a good start. And I seem to have lost target lock on him, which means... Oh, there we are. Oh, got a couple people. Well, let's get this guy. New target. He's a vanguard. I do seem to have done something mildly unforgivable, though. I should take care of that when I can. First, though, this guy's got to go. Let's try to stay out of the firing solution of the fellow who's firing on him now. Oh, nuts. Wasn't paying attention. I've just taken some serious damage to my ship. Okay, let's deal with that unforgivable error I made. Call to arms, call to arms, call to arms. I mean, seriously, that was just sloppy. My only excuse is that with all the crazy that's been going on just getting this far, it's an easy thing to forget. Now, the good news is my guns are not generally attached to the wings, so flying without a wing does not bother me horribly much, aside from, you know, the aesthetic value. Oh, it's a mantis on this one. Let's see if we can make his day rougher. Ooh, pretty explosions. Let's take a look at what my ship looks like at the moment, shall we? Yeah, that'll buff right out. It's a good thing there's no gravity or air resistance or anything in space, or I'd be having some serious problems. Another anvil arrow, but it looks like he's going to die before I even get there. Yep. You know, I keep getting target. I keep being able to get a hostile target lock on a freelancer miss. But I'm pretty sure we don't have any freelancer misses on the Xenothreat board, which indicates somebody got himself crime stat while fighting here. So I'm going to try really hard not to kill the guy who's got the crime stat, because he might have gotten it by accident. I'm only going to make it an issue if he starts firing at me. Ooh, Gladius on this one. Unfortunately, I'm not landing very many hits on him. Okay, that was a good set of hits. He's definitely marked. Oh, we're not done yet, Gladius. Not by a long shot. His shields have regenerated nicely. Ah, I accidentally put on my gimbal mounts, which will only affect the turrets because most of my guns are fixed on this thing. Come on, just a little bit more. There we go. Sustained fire will always do you good. The trick is, you know, keeping the sustained fire on your target, which isn't as easy as it looks. Desync is a real thing in this game, where your opponent may not be where you think he is, and the game will catch it up very quickly. And of course, the capacitor gameplay also kind of makes it hard to keep sustained fire upon your enemy because, again, highly limited number of shots on a stream of fire, that is. And he is running like hell away from me, and I find that impolite. Ah, that was a nice stream of fire, and looks like somebody else has gotten his attention as well. A lot of somebody's. And I appreciate the help. Another arrow. So far, so good. Up. And looks like Arrow is currently doing a good impersonation of being wreckage. Another Xenothreat guy over there. Another Warden. Couldn't get a good set of fire on him, mainly because I wanted to make sure I didn't crash into him. That one worked out pretty well. And somebody finished the job. Another Mantis. We're getting a wide variety of ships here. We've got Mantises, we've got Gladiuses, we've got Arrows, we've got Vanguards. Up there's that D-Sig again. Up, and someone else came through and put him down. Now you would think that that kind of thing would upset me, but it actually doesn't. We're dealing with a lot of ships around here, and we're all getting credit for doing the activity here. So the only thing it might rob me of would be, the call to arms money. And to be honest, the call to arms money really ain't that much. I see you. And it seems like other people have seen him too. And he is pushing up daisies. So far so good, but what we have not yet gotten is a decent payment indicator. You see that payment indicator bar? Once it goes up, I get paid a lump sum of cash. How much cash that is, I don't really have a good idea. Oh, and there's another Mantis. Oh, don't want to hit a person. I only want to go after the Xeno guy. Friendly fire is all too real a possibility here. Got him. And another Warden. Ah! Something got me. I don't know if it was friendly fire or if it was me colliding with the ship. Stop with medical staff. Unfortunately, there are no medical staff at Jericho. It would be a lot cooler if they did. Alright, so my arrow is currently bits and pieces littering the area, added up to the wreckage that is already there. So since my arrow is bits and pieces, I'm going to have to do a claim on it, but I'm not going to wait for it to finish claiming. No. My preference is to simply get a different starship. Or, no, get a different starship. First things first, claim the busted arrow. My poor broken arrow. And then I'm going to pull the Aegis Saber, which is my fighter of choice when I'm going up against VHRT bounties. Pad 8, which has the benefit of not being pad 12. My feeling at this point is anytime it says pad 12, it's bad. We will not tolerate pad 12. Pad 8. Pad 8 I have no strong opinions on right yet. In the meantime, it sounds like we have all kinds of entertainment going on the ships itself. It seems that people are being victimized by the idea of friendly fire. Now, the Saber is labeled as a stealth fighter. Its stealthiness is open to question. The fighter part, though, there is no question on that. I've been continually impressed by its loadout. Even at the baseline, it's a ship well worth flying. Let me just get my weapon groups nailed down. And ordinarily, I would also drop my heat signature and all that, but with all the stuff that's going on around out there, I am not horribly concerned about being stealthy. No, we're just going to get up and go. If we're really lucky, we'll wind up at the wreck and not at Jericho. Nope, I'll be at Jericho, so I gotta do another quantum travel. We seem to be making progress on the cargo. 35 out of 100, 20 out of 50. That Earthamex is still garbage, though. Contact. Contact, contact. And it came and went. But I'm getting paid. Okay, let's kick our acceleration a tad and see if I can find bad people. Whoa. Okay, maybe I should slow down a bit so that way I don't accidentally smash into a rock. But it seems that the Xenothreat forces have temporarily decided to call it a day. It won't last. But that's okay. That's why we're in a fighter. I'm a fan of the design of the Saber as well. I swear, half the ships I pick up just because they look cool. It may be a shallow way of looking at it, but I never claimed to be a particularly deep guy. Target acquired. We'll go for the guy over here first, because I'm aimed at him. Good. I did remember to change my weapons up. That's good. And that was a first good stream of fire on the guy. That's just the way I like it. I feel like I have a slightly better. Oops. Looks like he's dead. I guess I don't have to worry about shooting him anymore. That'll give me the opportunity, though, to update my power triangle a bit. I don't need shields as much. Oh, no, there we go. Had the free look on, and I couldn't get myself straightened out. Just for the giggles, let's see how the reputation is looking. Yeah, it hasn't budged much, but then again, not a whole lot's been happening. I think the big bumps occur with each phase of Xenothreat, as opposed to individual kills. Ow. But I'm still intact, and that's what counts. Hello, target. Oh, he managed to survive the first pass. Can he survive the second? Yes, he can. Oh, he'll be dead shortly. Now, at some point, Xenothreat is going to get a clue, and they're going to start attacking Jericho. And that's when things start getting really entertaining. $35 out of 100, 20 out of 50. I don't think that's budged very much since the last time I looked. Of course, it hasn't been very long since the last time I looked. Honestly, if I thought that there was any real trouble with getting things loaded up, I would probably go out and, someone made the supply ship a hostile. Somebody must have hit that by accident. That, on the other hand, is a very legitimate hostile. And if he's still alive by the time I get within firing range, I'll be very surprised, and he's dead. There are people who are very much interested in taking out those bad guys before they become a problem. And to be fair, I'd like to take him out too. Hello, Vanguard. Come on. Boy, look at all those ships around him. It's amazing he's still alive. And that takes care of him. And I'm targeting the wreckage again. I don't know how. Someone must be shooting those things and making them go red, because that really makes things difficult when you're trying to figure out what's a legitimate target and what isn't. Not to mention, blowing up the cargo ships would be really, really embarrassing. I'm not even sure you can blow them up, to be honest. So, progress is being made. Charlie is opened. Up, up. Here we go. Idris at Jericho. And naturally, my quantum drive wants to bug out on me. Come on, man. Don't even. There will be targets enough for everybody. No problem. I'm just trying to locate where the bad guys are. Oh, there we are. Now, this will probably come as no surprise, but there is no way in hell a Saber is going to be able to handle a Javelin. Or an Idris, sorry. Those are capital ships, and I'm not a capital ship. However, there will be plenty of small fry to deal with. And that is where I plan to make my stand. And then, after all the small fry is dead, hey, I'll just add to the abuse to the Idris. Okay, well... Whoa. Gotta be careful there. Don't want to collide with anybody. Ideally, I'm not going to die out here. Oh, good spin. Can't quite get a good firing solution on this guy. And someone else did. Hey, works for me. There's a lot of contacts popping up here. Oh, that was a nice set. Okay, there's another small fry target. Someone who is well within my capabilities of blowing up. If somebody doesn't get them first. Come on, get the capacitor rolling. Yeah, we're doing our best, you know? This guy does not want to go. These arrows are doing a nice job on staying ahead of me. Now, that said, blowing up a cutlass, I can get behind. I am always happy to explode a cutlass. Of course, first I gotta stay on target. Charge faster. I want to buy a new capacitor. I think he blew up somewhere along the line. Sometimes it's a little tricky to find. Come on, target the guy. There we go. Falling back, that's good news. I'm presuming they're talking about the Idris and not, the javelin. Oops. Well, no, actually, the Idris still looks like he's still there, still kicking, so let's pick on him a little bit. Let's not get in front of the railgun, though, because that railgun will wipe me out like nothing. Now, you, on the other hand, look like you're a ship I can take out. You're a Valkyrie, and I do you guys all the time in bounty hunts. So let's get in range and unleash some fire his way. That was a little too close. And there he goes. And I think we are clear. We are clear. This area no longer has Xenothreat targets. So let's try to find the wreck jump point again. There we are. Kill Quantum. Quick. Let's try to ping. I'm detecting a Cutlass Black, but I don't see. Oh, okay. Here we are. Looks like we've got actual Xenothreat targets here again. Apparently, they've been busy while we've been fighting off the Idris. It is time to show them Stanton hospitality. Being defined as a bunch of lasers up their tailpipes. Definitely taking his hits. Come on, get into my sights. Ah. He's hurt. There's no doubt about that. Whoa, too close, too close. And now he's bits and pieces. So far, so good. The whole capacitor gameplay thing really does make these fights a lot rougher and longer because you can only put so much fire on these guys at once. Now, to be fair, I'm also using repeaters, which goes through the ammo pretty quickly. Cannons might be a little bit better for that sort of thing. It's not something I've really experimented much with. Felt that one, didn't he? All that said, I am fighting a heavy fighter. you would hope that they could take a little bit more punishment. And there he goes. Arrow up next. Took some light hits on him, but I don't think I got anything solid on him. Looks like somebody's getting some solid hits on him, so... Ooh, did I see a wing gone from him? He won't be around much longer. I may not be the one who gets him, but he is got. He is going to be got. Oh! Oh, halfway to being full. We are doing well. This arrow is doing a much better job of staying alive than he has any right to. And the immediate hostile area is secure. While we have a brief moment to breathe, let's take a look at the reputation and see if it's budged at all. It hasn't moved much. Ugh. It is not looking promising. Getting that third tier, doesn't look promising. But we still have a ways to go yet. We still have, well, roughly half the cargo to load. And then some more entertainment with the Idris. And he's dead, so I don't even have to bother accelerating further to get to him. Oh, but he's got a friend. Another arrow. I don't think that was the one who got him, but hey, he's down. That's what matters to me. Oh, big rock, big rock. Let's not hit that rock. That sort of thing gets embarrassing. While we're here, let's take a look at my funds. I seem to be doing well as far as funds go. I'm pretty sure I had like 400 or 300,000 before. Now I'm up to 500,000. Some people have reported bugs with their money where some people have been missing money and some people have been getting windfalls of money. And it does seem like there's a cash bug flying around. You know, I bet I would get a lot more kills if I were more willing to use my missiles. But missiles are not a renewable resource. It costs money to replace them, and depending on the missiles, it costs a fair amount of money to replace them. Hence my preference of dogfighting, hence my preference of using laser weapons. Another target. Who is he? Another arrow. How far is he? 5 kilometers. And I was getting ready to say that means he's probably dead before I get there, and, well, he was dead before I even started the sentence. Another arrow. Another kill. Yeah, people are basically on these guys just like that now. Hopefully the cargo runners are doing a good job on getting stuff filled up here. It does look like they've made a lot of progress. Don't know if I was the one who got him or not, but I was shooting him, I was hitting him, and that's what matters to me. Come on, a little closer, a little closer. Oh, I had a decent stream of fire on him. Looks like we're a little less than 20 short on the Zeta, 4 short on the acrylic flex, and the Dilithium is 13, no, 23 short. So the cargo section may be coming to an end soon. Here's to hoping. Speaking of hoping. Oh, nope, arrow dead. You, though, are right here, aren't you? So very close. Now, once the cargo is all handled, we'll be entering the next phase of this conflict. The final confrontation against the Idris. And I believe the Javelin will come out to play. And another arrow who will be dead before I get there. And another arrow who will probably be dead before I get there. So far, so good. Oh, and another target just decided to make himself noticeable. There are a lot of people shooting at that poor guy. Now, one of the downsides of these mass events, while they're great fun, there's not exactly what you would call a lot of coordination. There are a whole bunch of us solo pilots doing our thing. And things like that happen where you manage to drift into someone's firing solution. Well, luckily my arrow should be back up and running. As long as I get back to the Jericho before that last load of cargo is delivered. I should be okay. Decisions. No, I'm going to stick with the arrow. First, I'll make sure that I'm picking the right arrow because I have 2 arrows sitting in my inventory. One of them's a dupe from something. And I want to make sure I get the right arrow. So let's hop in here. Let's go to my vehicle loadouts and check arrow 2. Arrow 2 is indeed the correct arrow. Pad 2 is calling. And the good news is pad 2 is not pad 12. For those who came in late, pad 12 at MIC L1 seems to be the death pad. You go in the elevator, you travel towards pad 12, and suddenly you're waking up in the bunk at MIC L1. Repeatedly. In other words, do whatever you can to not be on pad 12. Or if you do end up on pad 12, don't go to pad 12. Go to a different pad and EVA your way over, because your odds will be a lot better. This is my recommendation to you. So, back on the arrow. Again, arrow is one of my personal favorites. I like the saber better for those VHRTs, but I love flying the arrow. Ooh, more pay. Things are going well. Kick on the quantum. Lift up the landing gear. And if I'm really lucky, I'm pointing towards the wreck site. If I'm not lucky, I take a short layover at Jericho. I take a short layover at Jericho. Well, we knew that was a possibility. Let's get my guns situated. Yes, I hear you underlining. I know, I can't help it. Well, the cargo runners can finish off what they need as far as the delivery goes, and I will finish off targets of opportunity. Quantum drive thing is driving me nuts. If there's a bug I want to see fixed soon, that is it. It is a pain in the gluteus maximus. Well, it seems to be very quiet here. Oh, I shouldn't say things like that. Taunting fate like that never works out. Well, something blew him up. And I seem to be... Okay, I'm fine. Thought I had something wacky going on with my targeting, but no, I've got locked weapons on, so... Not sure what I thought I was seeing. I spy with my little eye. Xenothreat, ready to die. Speaking of Xenothreat ready to die, and there goes another one. Power triangle. Let's... There we go. I want to have engines and lasers as my primaries for my power triangle. Really, the shields are so balsa wood like on the arrow that I just want to have enough to keep the shields charged. Can't really expect too much. '81, 50, and 57. We are definitely almost where we want to be as far as the cargo goes. And then, of course, there's messages like that. Come on, come on. One guy down, one to go. And it looks like he's not going to be much for. Yep, not much longer for the world. There are a lot of people who are just swooping in on these guys and frying them as they show up. Oh, this guy's near a hammerhead. This guy's going to last 10 seconds. Hammerheads, for those unaware, are large ships that are basically anti-fighter platforms. So if you see a fighter going up against a hammerhead, it usually ends very poorly for the fighter. Usually. There's an Avenger Titan. Oh, that's apparently somebody seems to have been a victim of friendly fire. I'm not going to bother with him. I am going to bother, however, with this guy here. Yeah, the bad guy reinforcements have shown up. Come on, there we go. Oh, come on now. This guy, I was counting on this guy to die from that stream of fire I had on him. He should have been mine. He should have been mine. I'll allow it. Yeah, oh, looks like the Acroplex has filled. That just means 2 more types of cargo need to be completed. Honestly, I'd probably do more of the cargo stuff if, I didn't keep getting hosed by it. Closer, closer. Bad guys are just not lasting long. If Xenothreat was planning to impress anybody with their forces here at Stanton, they must be horribly disappointed. Because the CDF is waxing the hell out of these guys. In fact, I would even kind of describe it as having childlike glee at blowing these guys to tiny little bits. Heaven knows I get a childlike glee about blowing these guys to tiny little bits. Oh, he's going to be dead before I get there at this point. Come on. Oh, he's not Xenothreat. I want Xenothreat, damn it. And it's a Nomad. I'm beginning to get friendly fire targets. I don't want friendly fire targets. I want Xenothreat targets. Uh, yeah, that is a Xenothreat target. Which means he's probably going to be dead before I get fire some solution on him. Yep. No, that's a Warden of player. Uh, now that's Xenothreat. He's a legitimate target. New target, new Xenothreat. Ooh, yeah. Nice to watch the bad guys explode. Unfortunately, the cargoes doesn't seem to have improved very much. I was hoping our cargo runners would have made more progress. But sadly, they don't seem to have moved very much since the last time I looked. New target, new Xeno, new firing solution. There, oh, nope, we have another player target. I'm not interested in taking on a player target, especially when he's flying an Andromeda. Xenothreat target, different story altogether. Another arrow, another Xeno. Too far away, he'll be dead before I get there. And that's the player target. Innocent until proven guilty. I'm not firing on a guy unless he's actually firing at me. And we have a new contestant. I might be able to get some fire on him. Yeah, that was overly optimistic. Cargo is still an issue here. I'm gonna see about. Okay, maybe I won't. I was gonna think about seeing some of those guys and scanning the wrecks and see how much was left on them. But, you know, if you have hostiles coming in after you, then what else is there to do except make them explode? Come on, guy, get those cargo things out of the way. Get those cargo things out of the way. Oh, that hurts. One short of the Zeta. And he's dead just like that. Yeah, pushing my accelerator pretty hard there. You can hear me doing the heavy breathing there. Gasp, wheeze, pain. Let's hit this guy where it hurts. Flying right through the debris. Right out of science fiction films. And he's gone before I can do a thing. For giggles, let's check the reputation. It's moving. It's not great, but it is improved from where it was, so can't whine about it that much. And he's gone. Yeah, we definitely have no problem with fighter support. Definitely no problem with fighter support. No, it seems that our weak point is that we still need more cargo. We are 11 short of Dilithium X and one short of Zeta Prolinide. Time to start doing some scanning and seeing what the holdup is. Oh, I thought there might be a wreck here, but apparently not. Oh, new priorities. Jericho, Jericho, where are you, Jericho? There you are. Yeah, I'd love to keep playing around with you guys, but new priorities have just popped into place. I am ready when you guys are. Bring them on. You know, when they said they had inbound, I kind of assumed that the inbound would be close. All the threat indicate. And they're here. And in numbers. As Deadpool would say, time to make the chimichangas. Yes, if I'm going to go after a target early, it's going to be a cutlass. Oh, I wholeheartedly agree. Suffer not a Drake Cutlass Black to live. Okay, let's get some distance here because there are too many people flying close by me. Oh. Fully supplied. Objective complete. The job is done. Just in time for a 30K. And you know what? That feels like a great place to end the stream. We actually had a victory there. Yeah. I see Legend. Oh no, Legend. It wasn't the hashtag that hosed you. I was wondering when you would notice that. In any event, that was Xenothreat minus the final battle because we got 30K'd. I realized that it was kind of rough going at the early stages here today, but I like to think that the back end kind of made up for it. I hope you enjoyed watching. I will be streaming Star Citizen next week at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern to roughly 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern. On Wednesday night, I also stream Star Trek Online. I do that at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern to approximately 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern. Thank you all for watching, whether you were watching live or on YouTube, or, archive here at Twitch. But since it only hangs around for a couple of weeks, it's more likely to stumble on it on YouTube. Thank you all very much for watching. This is Korath Landwalker, signing off.